What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Now, I know, unfortunately, we didn't hit the 1,000 subscribers before August, but we're not far off. We are 24 subscribers away from 1,000, and guess what? My birthday's in August. So if you want to give me a birthday gift, leave a like, leave a subscribe. It'll make it so much better. But today, I am recommending a new manga that I just found. There is just one chapter, which I usually don't recommend one chapter things. I usually want at least 3, unless it's something incredible. I can't say that this is even something incredible yet, but everything that I've seen about it says that it's gonna be incredible. So today I'm recommending Man of Rust, which is being made by Urushido Ki. Like I said, there's only one chapter, and it's an action adventure drama fantasy. You should also throw in dark, because I think this is gonna be pretty dark, which I am 100% here for. Even though there's only one chapter in English, there are 23 chapters out so far in Japanese. So if you can read Japanese, then you have an advantage. You can read ahead. But in English, there's only one chapter translated. And like I said, everything that I saw on it, everybody was so happy that it's finally getting translated into English, which is a good thing. And the fact that there's 23 chapters out is also a good thing. As well as the fact that Volume 3 is about to come out in Japan this week, which is also a good thing. So there's a solid foundation for this that's going to keep going. So I'm happy about that, because chapter 1 got me very interested, and I need a whole lot more. And thankfully, there is a lot more. Just have to wait for it. So this manga is about Ruo. Honestly, have no idea how to say it. It's R-U-O, Ruo? I don't know. But he's an underworlder, because in this world, there are underworlders and there are topsiders. Topsiders live on the surface. Underworlders, well, they live in the world, I guess in caves. But Ruo is one of those who lives in the underworld. Him and his best friend, Nicola. And they're miners. They're miners like they mine for coal, but I guess they are also miners like their children, but they mine for coal because they have to. The top worlders make them. Not really like enforced slavery, but basically because if they don't mine, then they don't get to turn in what they've mined so that they can get food rations. But there's no one down there like whipping them or forcing them to do it. They'll just starve to death if they don't. So while mining, Ryu finds an iron relic. And this iron relic is where we start to get some actual explanation of what this world is. And apparently this iron relic is a part of some monster species called Tetsujin, who lived on the top side, who maybe still do. I don't have 100% clarity. I don't think the characters do either, but they were there. And the people of the top side were fighting them, trying to kill them, whatever. But these iron relics are pieces of them that they can find while mining, and they're supposed to turn in, and if they don't, they get in big trouble. So of course, Ryu finds one, doesn't turn it in, gets in big trouble. But as Ryu and Nicola were talking about it, Nicola was also telling Ryu about the top side. I don't know how he knows so much about it, but he knows about plants and livestock, trees, and the two of them make a promise to each other that they're gonna get to the top side. They're gonna get to the actual world together. Obviously, that's gonna be a challenge, because like I said, when Ryu gets discovered for having the iron relic by Ibis, a topsider, well, he gets the crap beat out of him. But not just that, he gets a big old flame ball thrown at him, because topsiders have superpowers. I don't want to say psychic superpowers, they call them a sixth sense, but really it allows them to manipulate the laws of nature. Why and how? Don't know. But that's what separates the topsiders from the underworlders. Topsiders have powers, underworlders they see as vermin because they don't have any powers. So the only thing that they can contribute to whatever society they have is their own manpower. So when Ryu was about to be blasted by this big old flamethrower, Nicola jumps in the way, takes the shot, starts burning to death. That, of course, was all in vain because Ibis just then shoots Ryu and, sets him on fire also. So they're both on fire, they're both burning to death. But Nicola somehow stays conscious and he keeps his sanity and he's like, hey, knock it off. Which kind of intrigues Ibis, and he actually does turn off his flames. Now, both of these boys are basically crispy now. And then Ibis just turns around and he burns all the food rations. So now everybody hates Ryu and Nicola, except Nicola, we think, is dead. dead. Obviously, he's not gonna be dead. This is just an inference. He's not gonna be dead. But the people then take Rue, beat the crap out of him, put him in a cave, explode the cave so that he can die. Does he die? Of course not. Instead, he kind of gets blasted into, I guess, this other cave where a Tetsujin is actually there. And it looks like a skeleton of a Tetsujin, because it is a skeleton of a Tetsujin, but it somehow eats him. And while he's inside of it, I don't know if it gives him powers or if it activates the sixth sense power in Rue, but he gets the sixth sense power of metal. This is all in the first chapter. We have a 7-year time jump that takes place where Rue just kind of trains, gets super jacked, and he eats iron relics to the point where his power evolves from an iron arms to steel arms, because in the blast he lost his arms, or at least one arm, but now he's got it back, and he basically has Colossus powers now. And the first chapter ends with Rue showing back up after 7 years to whatever their little underworld community is and punching the crap out of Ibis because he's looking for Nicola. Because he himself thinks Nicola survived, I think it's obvious that Nicola survived because it kind of gives off a Seraph of the End kind of vibe for me. So I'm expecting a reunion, both of them to have powers and still trying to get to the top side while also like beating up a bunch of people that are trying to stop them, yada yada yada. So far, just in chapter 1, it seems like it's gonna be a dark, dramatic, superpowered beatdown of a manga, and I am 100% here for that. Now I know the art style isn't great, but the dark, gritty nature of it really suits the story, at least so far, because this world is really dark. These characters so far have been pretty dark, not like the main 2 kids, but everybody else has been really dark, kind of depraved, and really animalistic nature of these people and the underground world that they're living in, because it's really kill or be killed, the strong survive and eat the weak kind of thing, and the art style really works for that. Do I hope it gets better and a little cleaner? Yes. But for this story, it works as it is. But again, this is only a chapter 1, so I'm not 100% sure as to how it's gonna go, how these characters are gonna evolve, but I already like the change in Rue, because as a kid, he seemed like a hopeful idiot kind of traditional shonen MC, but now 7 years later, I don't know what he's gonna be like, but he seems pissed. So that's a great start for me, because if he's just like a pissed kind of anti-hero MC, I'm gonna do what I need to do to find Nicola, to get to the top world, whatever, I'm 100% here for. Nicola, on the other hand, definitely seemed like the smart one, kind of the smart, quietish type. Again, if you've seen Seraph of the End, these 2 guys kind of give me the same vibes as the MCs in that. And like in Seraph of the End, I'm assuming that Nicola is still alive, and the guy Ibis took him to the surface, because after he blasted him, Nicola didn't initially die. I mean, neither of them initially died, but potentially in the blast where they were both able to sustain their consciousness, maybe it triggered like the sixth sense in Nicola, kind of like Rue being eaten by a Tetsujin may have given him a sixth sense. I don't know how it worked, but maybe something like that happened to Nicola when he got blasted by Ibis's fire also. And my assumption is he took him to the surface because he was interested in him, and now Rue's gonna go up there and he's gonna try and find him. And I don't think Nicola's gonna be working with them, but I do think he's gonna be obviously changed in some ways. Maybe darker, maybe stronger, I assume a lot stronger. But I am expecting them to find each other, team up, and then their goal is going to be to go to the top world. And the 2 of them are just gonna have to fight, beat, and kill their way up there. And I'm 100% here for that, because it seems like it's gonna be cool. The powers seem like they're gonna be cool, the characters are nice, and it already seems dark enough that a lot of people are gonna die. If you're looking for a dark, gritty, action adventure, I think this is gonna be a good one. Again, I know there's only 1 chapter out, but there are 23 in Japanese, so that means we actually have a basis for this story to be continuing. Volume 3, again, is coming out this month, so we know that it's continuing also. I'm hyped for this. I'm looking forward to it, and I think all of you should check it out. If this seems interesting to you, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want more recommendations, check out the Why You Should playlist, and check out the TooTaku podcast. Links are in the description box down below. Other than that, I will see all of you in the next one.